Welcome everyone to Good Morning Cannabis. I have a friend of mine, new friend of mine, Bryan Gerber, and I'm going to let Bryan take it away, tell us a little bit about himself. I really love the pullover, Bryan. You're going to have to tell me where you got it because I love pullovers, especially this is like a little speckled, black speckled one, so it's special. So Bryan, a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the different companies or divisions that you are part of, and then we'll get right into the interview.
For sure. Thank you, Todd, for having me on the show today. Super excited to chat. For everyone who does not know me, I am Bryan Gerber. I am the CEO of Hemper and Hara Supply. I started the company about going on 9 years now, actually, about a week after I graduated from GW University back in 2015. The original business was the Hemper Box, which was a direct to consumer subscription service for discovering paraphernalia products. And that catapulted through various different tactics, celebrity curated boxes, kind of like a smoke like Snoop Dogg approach. And then we kind of migrated away from celebrities and started doing more proprietary novelty theme based stuff. And that currently is sitting at about 30,000 monthly subscribers at various different packages. We've serviced millions of customers over the last 8 years. And currently we are, developing anywhere from 25 to 50 new products a year through that segment of our business. On the other side, which is Hara Supply, is a B2B solutions partner approach. Our first offering was trying to fix the pre-roll cone sourcing nightmare, which,
Yes.
as you know, is one of the fastest growing segments. Scalability, quality, all those things are really important to us and our clients. And so when we got into it midway through 2018, it was a little daunting as a lot of people had bad taste in their mouth, and so we had a lot of cleanup duty in the beginning. But kind of fast forwarding to today, we are now the largest manufacturer in the world for pre-rolls and combustibles alike. We produce about 100 million cones a month for the market's largest entities, your MSOs, your Jeters, your Stizzies of the world. And we really went into a solutions partner approach where, give us the dream, give us what you're trying to accomplish, we will help you navigate it. And we gained probably about 30% of market share really quickly, due to this very flexible business, operating style. And so we have this unique kind of approach where we have a B2C entity on
Mhm.
the Hemper side, and we have this really big manufacturing B2B arm on Hara Supply side. And to touch in terms of new developments that are going on, Hemper, we are now going mass market C-store convenience actually this year. So we're
Cool.
getting the Cormarks, McLean's of the world, the same exact products that we're selling to the cannabis companies. We are now
Mhm.
come out with, in your local 7-Elevens and Circle K's. And that is a really exciting time for us here. So we're kind of branching out of the dispensary smoke shop world into kind of the real world, mainstream. And so a lot of, Bible Belt states, we're getting into a lot of
Mhm.
those store chains, and there are a lot of family owned companies. And then on the Horror Supply side, we're just continuing to scale, provide more value in terms of different, paper substrates that we can offer our clients. A lot of them are, drowning in overhead and,
Mhm.
production costs. And due to 280E, they're not able to, write anything off. And so they have to throw everything into COGS as much as possible. So we're helping them create, cheaper shells, glass tipped hemp wrap products, your traditional cones, pretty much anything around the combustibles world, flavoring, custom sizing, this filter tip, that filter tip. We can pretty much do it at this point.
That's excellent. So interrupt you to ask a few questions if you don't mind. So
Yep.
what's been your greatest? So it sounds like you started out, you said about 9 years ago.
Yep.
That's so you've been growing pretty regularly over those 9 years. What's been your greatest challenge? I mean, as an entrepreneur, so obviously you're an entrepreneur because you wouldn't be sitting across from me if you were an entrepreneur. But as an entrepreneur, what has been your number one challenge in growing this business?
I think my number one challenge has been, it's two dichotomies. It's not having shiny object syndrome,
Okay, I like that.
but identifying that this industry in itself is so immature, and a lot of companies aren't forecasting and they don't have a grip on their supply chain. And so
Mm,
being able to remain flexible, not staying so militant with your offering. I say to a lot of entrepreneurs, younger ones especially, pivot 5 times if you have to, right?
mhm.
Whatever you need to do to please the customer, they are the number one focus. So I would say those two things have been really important, especially on the B2B side. We get asked all the time, hey, Bryan, can you guys do our packaging too? You did such a great job on the cone side. Can you do our packaging? And you know what I tell them? I say, well, the problem is you're going to quote me out against 100 other companies, right?
Right.
With cones, I own these manufacturing sites. I can't get squeezed, right? So not jumping into everything because clients ask you. There's a saying, once the 15th person asks, that's when you jump into it, right? But once again, not having that shiny object syndrome.
That's excellent. So one of my other thoughts in meeting with you is as you see the industry changing and you see people's habits of the way they're going to consume cannabis changing,
Mm.
how are you preparing for that? And what do you think that even looks like based upon your sense of being out there in the market?
Totally. So we're actually attacking this on two different fronts, and we're really big into the data and trends here. So obviously, micro consumption is really big right now. It's probably the fastest growing segment of the Canna Curious community that's
Right.
coming into the industry right now. And so, we're kind of driving home the smaller pre-rolls, your 0.25s, your 0.35 packs, and I think we're doing the same thing on the C-store side for our mass market distribution, where we're coming out with, a 0.1 pack, one hitters that are disposable,
Right.
multi-use, things like that, where the trend is really going towards, I don't have time to smoke a 1 gram joint, nor do I have the budget, nor do I want to be that intoxicated or high,
Sure.
right? And so I think for us, it's just identifying those trends, offering those products and services to our clients, and them seeing, oh, wow, when you look at the GTI dog walkers, for example,
Hmm.
super popular product. Those are like a 0.25,
Right.
0.35. They come in a nice little multi pack. And really just identifying those trends and then offering that to our customers is really important. And that's really where we've gained a lot of success over the last few years.
The other thing I was going to ask is, do you see more people being involved in dabbing with the live rosin? I mean, it seems like I've been hearing more and more people, and the traditional way of doing that is somewhat awkward if you think about it. Is that another area that you're exploring or that you could talk about?
Totally. Yeah. So I'm actually a huge rosin user. I'm not so much a flower user, even though I sell billions of cones a year. And so I think with the rosin market, obviously it's super high end, higher
Yeah.
price point. But for me, with all of the potential negative effects of consumption, there's a multitude of things you could say, but I think with the negative side effects potentially there, I would like to consume something that's super clean and pure. And I don't really want hydrocarbons or
Right.
BHO or anything like that that comes in like a live resin or a distillate product. So personally, I try to avoid that. So we're looking actually at hash and rosin consumption devices this year. So most likely around September, October of this year, we will be launching around that consumption method.
It's great. So I'll be following you on that for sure. And do
Yeah,
you have like any major competitors that are kind of taking your space or not? Obviously, they're not taking your space, but do you see anyone coming up through the ranks trying to attack this market?
so I would say on the cone side, most of the companies that you see selling cones today are middlemen marketing companies that
Okay.
purchase capacity from companies like me who actually manufacture and are vertically integrated. So just to give you some perspective, my college roommate RJ runs all of our production over in India. We have 14 manufacturing sites with about 4,000 employees. Most of the companies that are selling cones here domestically, I'll name one, for example, like a Custom Cones USA,
Yeah,
they've got a sales office in Seattle, Washington, and that's as far as it goes,
right,
right? For us, we are the manufacturer. You're getting your product from one single source. When you're dealing with one of these middlemen companies, they could be getting it done in India,
right,
Indonesia, China. You have no idea where it's coming from. You have no idea the consistency or the quality. And for us, there's a huge social conscious backing behind us. So, we treat our employees properly. We're GMP certified, so good manufacturing
lovely,
practices. We're HACCP, we're FSC certified,
love
we're
it,
ISO. And so for us, a lot of those middlemen companies are buying cones from people in sweatshops, right? And
right.
we're making cones in clean rooms, and we provide medical visits for our employees and all types of stuff like that. And so it really is a little worrisome when you're buying from these companies. You don't know where it's coming from, what those conditions are, and who's really making this stuff.
It's a great point. So, Bryan, just to tell us a little bit, if someone wanted to get in touch with you or someone from the company or just to follow you, what's the best way to follow you? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Best way to get in touch with me is just my email, Bryan at harasupply.com. You can message me on LinkedIn. I'm super active there as well. So if you want to send me a direct message there, but I'm very active getting back to people. So
Yeah, I love it. So, Bryan, I'm going to thank you for being on the show today. And I'll be seeing you at the different events. I'll probably be seeing you shortly in Miami, but um, love your products. I think that you are doing some fantastic things. Love to hear the fact that your company doesn't just have quality, it has also a heart to support its employees. That's important to me. And just wanted to thank you and wish you a great day, my friend.
thank you, Todd. I really appreciate being on today.
And we will talk soon. Take care. Bye.